humiliated by Israeli newspapers and was, of course, round-the-clock surveilled by Mossad. You know, that's what good guys do. What does that even mean? Anyway, the Trump administration also hit Venezuela with crippling sanctions, aiming to discredit the dictatorship of Nicolas Maduro and encourage an opposition movement. The penalties failed to oust Maduro and are now often blamed for exacerbating one of the worst peacetime economic collapses in modern history. The abuse of this system is ridiculous, but it's not Treasury or OFAC's fault. They are good professionals who have all this professional work being shoved on them. They want relief from this relentless, never-ending, you must sanction everybody and their sister, sometimes literally system, said Caleb McCary, who served as a senior staffer on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee and was the State Department's lead on Cuba policy during the GWB administration. It is way, way overused and has become out of control. By the time Biden's inauguration came around, a consensus emerged among his transition team that something had to change. Summer of 2021, 5 Treasury staffers worked up an internal draft proposing to restructure the sanction system and ran roughly 40 pages. But like the 3 previous admins, Biden's team found the power difficult to give up. It's just like, it feels so good to do sanctions. You know what I mean? So why would you stop? Have you even considered how good it makes me feel to implement sanctions to genuinely collapse the economy of a nation that I have declared a foreign adversary? Nobody ever thinks about it like that. As a treat. Treasury staffers watched their bosses take out key parts of their plan, including a provision that would have created central coordinators, said the people familiar with the document. By the time the Treasury publicly released its 2021 sanctions review in October that year, the 40-page draft had dwindled to 8 pages and contained earlier documents' most toothless recommendations, the people said. People familiar with the matter blamed internal disagreements with the State Department for the extent of the changes, and said Treasury leadership also opposed revisions. A State Department spokesman declined the comment. 4 months later, Russian troops marched into Ukraine and Biden unleashed an unprecedented volley of more than 6,000 sanctions in 2 years. And not only on Russia, the Biden admin has penalized targets, including Israeli settlers in the West Bank. Sure. Former government officials in Afghanistan. By the way, we also still literally retain ownership over all of the Afghan government's money and refuse to give it back to them. But that's besides the point. Including Israeli settlers in the West Bank is so funny. Putting that there. You're talking about an entire country versus 6 fucking terrorists. 6 total terrorists that literally we dialed back. Oh, that's right. U.S. says Israeli banks don't have to close the accounts of sanctioned settlers. Never mind, guys. We backpedaled because Israel was like, no, the fuck, you're not doing that to our... Those are some of our best terrorists. Excuse me, have you seen how inbred those fucking douchebags are? They're like top level West Bank settlers, okay? You are not touching their money. Anyway, let's continue. They spit on so many Catholics, dude. You don't understand. Some of them say they have the best loogies, okay? The best. They've only killed 11 Israeli people thinking that they were, Palestinian. Why would you sanction them? Meanwhile, the sanctions, alleged fentanyl dealers in Mexico, North Macedonian spyware company. Meanwhile, sanctions that Biden had said he would ease, such as those imposed by Trump on Cuba, were largely maintained under pressure from Capitol Hill, despite the view that top administration officials that the embargo was counterproductive and a failure. We just had to keep it. We just had to keep it. There's nothing we can do. Biden admin has taken steps to mitigate unintended consequences. Last year, Treasury announced that it had hired economists to staff a new division analyzing the economic impact of sanctions. It's called the Flex Squad, where they look at how fucking hard they've dunked on some of the poorest countries on the fucking planet. They're like, damn, we really fucked these motherfuckers up. Humanitarian groups have praised Biden admin efforts to ensure critical medical supplies and food can enter countries under sanctions. And some critics' worst fears have not materialized. The dollar remains the world's top reserve currency, at least for now. Sanctions are an important tool that can help promote our national security, but they should be only used as part of broader foreign policy strategy, Deputy Treasurer Secretary Wally Adeyemo said in a statement. 2021 sanctions review has provided a useful roadmap to help us refine the use of this important tool, the watered-down version. But other problems appear to be getting worse. Current and former U.S. officials describe OFAC's workload as overwhelming. The agency inundated with tens of thousands of requests from the private sector. Why is OFAC getting requests from the private sector to do sanctions? Like, why is Commerce so heavily involved? Why is the State Department so heavily involved? I just don't understand it. I don't know. Must have some really important connection between capital and American State Department interests, like that kind of thing. Some White House officials have outsourced national security questions to nonprofits as they brainstorm scenarios in which sanctions would have to be massively ramped up to confront U.S. adversaries, according to people familiar with the matter. In late 2022, senior White House advisors again held discussions about reforming U.S. sanctions. In closed-door talks that included Biden, aides talked about the need to set guidelines for economic statecraft, including limiting the use of sanctions to moments when core international principles that underpin peace and security are under threat, one of the officials said. But those ideas were shelved in the face of more pressing demands. The mentality in almost a weird reflex in Washington has just become, if something bad happens anywhere in the world, the U.S. is going to sanction some people. And that doesn't make sense, said Ben Rhodes. But we don't think about the collateral damage sanctions may damage of sanctions the same way we think about the collateral damage of war, Rhodes said, but we should. Anyway, this is a part of a much larger piece, including but not limited to how the Trump White House was warned sanctions on Venezuela could fuel migration, which it did. You know? Did you remove your shit mod yet? What? I mean, the answer is no, but I just want to know what like he thinks is my shit mod. "24-hour from saying you seem nice to someone telling me to kill myself." What? What are you talking about, dude? No, that's too far, dude. You seem like a nice guy, lol W. What? Lake McGrew, why'd you clap this guy for 24 hours? Let's look at the person that they were talking about. I think this person got accidentally banned. Also, Lake McGrew is not a shit mod at all and is one of the best mods, if not the consistently best mod. So no, I will not be banning Lake McGroove or unmodding them. What is this? Where is it? Where's the convo that they took? Also, you got timed out for 24 hours. Why are you fucking crying, bro? Chill. Search for the death threat? Did this person not even add him? What is this? Non-medical child circumcision literally has a fence post up his ass. They also hyper-focus on trans women for some reason. Seldom bring up trans men. What the fuck is the difference between gender confirming and affirming? Aren't they the same? Look at the flick of the wrist, LeBron. Yee yourself out of an apartment window. What did this guy say that made you so mad? Why is she crying though? Who was he talking about? No, that's too far, dude. You seem like a nice guy. No, but I don't understand why like that chatter popped off on this chatter. You know what I mean? Oh, it was the fuck. Oh, the reason why the chatter popped off. The reason why this chatter popped off on this chatter is because I was watching the rugby player, the American rugby player, who was crying because she had been transvestigated. This person said, "Why is she crying though?" Lol W. Okay, like making a joke about the rugby player, and this chatter, who very obviously cares a lot about trans rights, maybe got a little too heated. Can't be doing that. Both of you can't be doing that. There we go. We solved it. Most polite Twitch chat conversation. Yeah. Were you talking about the Algerian boxer? I did already. But to answer your question, no. I do not believe that Lake is a bad mod. Your Waluigi is in the Olympics? What the fuck? He looks like he's the third Piker brother. A little bit. What the fuck? That's weird. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, what the fuck? Yo, that's weird as hell. It kind of looks like they just superimposed my face into someone else's head. Only from this angle. What? Am I? Marat used to play water polo. That's not even a joke. Like this? Oh, he's way hotter than me. Never mind. He just looks like me in that photo. Never knew this about you. Pre-transition, post-transition, never felt happier than these past few months. Yes. HRT and RCTA does wonders. Okay? Does wonders on the soul. I did race change to Asian. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got today, folks. Love you all. Tomorrow I'll be back for some more